everyone, and welcome to day 24 of my horror movie review marathon, and I've got your Black Christmas 1974 movie review. Girls at a sorority house are staying in for the holiday to find that something is lurking that won't leave them alone. As far as the story goes, this 1974 horror classic directed by Bob Clark probably started the stalker horror subgenre, which influenced movies like Halloween a few years later. Maybe it didn't help that I saw the remake before this, and this has actually been happening a lot lately, that I hadn't seen the original movies until I saw the remakes, that some would say, especially this one, was pretty horrid to watch. I guess in a way that does make sense, because I feel like this movie should stand on its own as being a classic movie. I feel like there were some definite things that made this just a more memorable film compared to other horror movies or even the remake. It started out smoothly in the beginning before it slowly went into more of the horrific, scarier parts. As far as the casting goes, you've got Olivia Hussey, who I know I've seen in other movies before, and I feel like she's a great actress. She was in the movie It. Seeing her in another horror movie, I thought like that was a really nice touch. She played a good lead role in this. You've got Margot Kidder, who is also good as well, playing one of the other sorority sisters. And there's just so many other people to mention that I think did a decent job in the supporting roles. I feel like the cast is much more believable this time. There's just so much more that they have to do helping out move the story along compared to what the remakes cast did, which I think was actually much better because they actually leave the house in this movie. The things that I liked about this movie, obviously it has to be the antagonist Billy, who you don't really get to see as much in this movie, maybe a few glimpses here and there, but I felt like he was just creepy, he was insane. There were those moments when you first hear him when he's calling the house, and just the things that he says are just really vulgar, and that's something that was completely surprising to me because I didn't know that that's what was going to happen. And obviously he's a huge stalker, so it gets pretty intense. Because I feel like I've seen it all before, even though it did have a classic horror look to it, so I'll give it that. The things that I didn't really like about this movie, I felt like there was a lack at seeing an effective kill going on, except for that one girl who we saw getting suffocated at some point in this movie. So at least I feel like that was the only time that I actually appreciated that. Other times it was just, I don't know, I couldn't really explain how I felt watching it, but I wasn't as scared. Only most of the time you're able to see from the killer's point of view, which I felt was actually kind of a similar trait in some horror movies, like the original Friday the 13th, and so I felt like it was a good and bad thing to have that influence here. The final act kind of had this quiet feel to it, and the film as a whole was kind of slow moving, so I didn't really like it because of that. Overall, I would say that Black Christmas was a decent horror movie, not one of my favorites this year, but I actually enjoyed myself watching it for probably 2/3 of the way through. I would recommend seeing this movie, and I would give this 3.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Black Christmas 1974, and did you guys see the Black Christmas remake? And come back tomorrow for day 25 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.